future of space travel is unfolding right before our eyes, largely thanks to SpaceX. They're not just launching rockets, they're reshaping the entire space industry, making space travel more accessible, affordable, and efficient. Ever wonder how they actually build their rockets and continue to grow at such an extraordinary pace? Let's break down the processes that go into creating a SpaceX rocket and explore how they're pushing the boundaries of innovation. Design and conceptualization. Before a single part of a rocket is built, it all begins with the design phase. SpaceX's rockets, including the Falcon 9 and Starship, are designed to be reusable, a revolutionary concept in an industry where rockets were traditionally discarded after one use. The team at SpaceX starts with a vision, not just launching rockets, but launching rockets that can land, be refueled, and launch again. Engineers at SpaceX use advanced modeling software to create the initial designs. Every component is carefully planned, not just for performance, but for reusability. The design phase also involves extensive simulations, where they test how the rocket will perform in different conditions. These simulations allow SpaceX to optimize the design before any physical building begins, ensuring that every rocket they produce is more efficient than the last. Manufacturing. Once the designs are finalized, the manufacturing process begins. What sets SpaceX apart is how much of the rocket building process they do in-house. From the engines to the fuel tanks, almost every part of a SpaceX rocket is manufactured within their own facilities, which gives them greater control over quality and production speed. SpaceX's rocket factory in Hawthorne, California, is a state-of-the-art facility where they build the Falcon rockets and components for the Starship system. Large, automated machines handle the heavy lifting, creating the enormous metal parts that will make up the rocket's body. The factory is set up for rapid production, with one part of the factory focused on building rocket engines and another area focused on assembling the fuel tanks and fuselage. Engines. The engines are the most critical part of any rocket, and SpaceX is known for their innovative Merlin engines, used in the Falcon 9, and the Raptor engines, designed for Starship. These engines are created using advanced 3D printing technology, allowing for more complex designs and faster production times. The Merlin engines run on rocket-grade kerosene and liquid oxygen, while the Raptor engines run on methane, a fuel that SpaceX is betting on for future Mars missions. The engines are designed for maximum efficiency, with a focus on being able to throttle up or down, depending on the needs of the mission. After they're built, every engine is rigorously tested at SpaceX's facility in Texas, where they undergo numerous test firings to ensure they meet the company's high standards. What's truly groundbreaking is the reusability factor. SpaceX builds its engines to be flown multiple times, a first in the rocket industry. The Raptor engine, for example, is designed to be used up to 1,000 times before needing replacement, which will be key to lowering the cost of interplanetary missions. Assembly. Once the components are ready, the next step is assembly. SpaceX's rockets are assembled in stages. For the Falcon 9, there are two main stages. The first stage, which contains the majority of the rocket's fuel and engines, and the second stage, which carries the payload into orbit. The assembly process is fast and efficient, designed to allow SpaceX to produce multiple rockets at the same time. In fact, the Falcon 9 is produced so rapidly that SpaceX is launching, on average, one rocket every 6 to 8 days. That's a pace unheard of in the aerospace industry, and it's part of the reason why SpaceX has been able to grow so rapidly. Once the rocket is assembled, it undergoes final inspections to make sure everything is ready for launch. The assembly process also includes the integration of the payload, whether that's a satellite, supplies for the International Space Station, or even a crew of astronauts. Testing. Rocket science is complicated, and there's zero margin for error when launching into space. That's why SpaceX takes testing seriously. Every rocket goes through a rigorous series of tests before it's deemed ready for flight. This includes engine tests, structural tests, and even full-scale wet dress rehearsals, where the rocket is fueled and goes through a simulated launch countdown. For reusable rockets like the Falcon 9, testing also involves ensuring that the rocket can successfully land after launch. SpaceX has perfected the art of landing rockets vertically, and they've done it so well that more than half of their Falcon 9 rockets are now flown multiple times. Every test is designed to collect data that helps SpaceX improve the next version of their rocket. For their upcoming Starship system, SpaceX has been conducting high-altitude flight tests to perfect the spacecraft's ability to perform complicated maneuvers and land safely. These tests are crucial as SpaceX prepares to use Starship for missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Launch. Once testing is complete, it's time for launch. SpaceX operates out of several launch sites, including the historic Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where they've made history with both crewed and uncrewed missions. The launch process is highly automated, with much of the countdown controlled by computer systems to minimize human error. What's unique about SpaceX is their ability to not only launch rockets successfully, but also land them. The Falcon 9's first stage is designed to return to Earth after delivering its payload into orbit. It lands either on a drone ship in the ocean or back on solid ground, ready to be refurbished and launched again. This is a game changer because it dramatically lowers the cost of space travel. Traditionally, rockets were single-use, but SpaceX's innovation in reusability means that the same rocket can be flown multiple times, saving millions of dollars per launch. Growth. Since its founding in 2002, SpaceX has grown from a small startup into a space industry giant. They've achieved milestones that once seemed impossible, from being the first private company to send a spacecraft to the International Space Station, to launching the first private crewed mission into space. What's truly remarkable is SpaceX's growth trajectory. The company is now one of the most valuable private companies in the world, and they're continually expanding their capabilities. In addition to their Falcon rockets, they're developing Starship, a next-generation spacecraft designed to carry humans to Mars. SpaceX is also working on satellite networks like Starlink, which aims to provide high-speed internet to every corner of the globe. They've launched over 1,000 satellites for this project alone, and as they continue to refine their technologies, SpaceX is positioned to dominate not just space travel, but global communications as well. The future is now. SpaceX isn't just making rockets, they're building the future of space travel. Through innovation, speed, and a relentless drive to lower the cost of space access, SpaceX has gone from a fledgling company to the most exciting force in aerospace today. Whether it's launching satellites, sending astronauts to space, or planning missions to Mars, SpaceX is shaping the future in ways that were once the realm of science fiction. If you found this video informative, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you.